everyone out of early, you know, just to get onto a better rotation. But
I was curious when the next one might be.
they're on, those guys know their trunks. They're on top of it.
Well, I see a lot of these, and when you go that many years without one, it sure gives me the indication that there's something coming. They don't typically go that
Well,
long.
that's just my thought.
Okay, as far as ambulance, it's the same thing with the acquisitions occurring in 07, 08, except for the fact, look at this other color, we ran into some billing issues on ambulance, fell a little bit behind. And through the catch-up process, there was some write-offs that occurred back in 9, 10, a little bit in 11. Things appear to be in good shape now. All that's corrected. And you can see the underlying costs that continue to grow. But the ambulance fund, as you'll see, we get the fund balance, is in pretty good shape. Public Works, we're down there to 98,000. We had less salary costs in Public Works this year. So we're down $13,000 in expenditures. Park and Rec, we're down there as well. Salary supplies, as you can see there, down 12,000, Park and Rec. Airport. Airport is pretty interesting slide. As you can see, it's pretty capital intensive operation there with so little in normal operating expense, and then these huge capital expenditures occurring throughout the years, but primarily the last 3 years. So significant amount of capital outlay occurring at the airport, funded through grant dollars. Library, we're up there $12,000. Additional book capital outlay is what we call the books, I guess, and other materials. Down just a little bit last year, so in comparison to 2010, that increase is probably not quite as significant. Last bullet you see there, we did return $43,000 to donors this year that contributed to the new building. That's it for expenditures. Let's talk about reserves then, starting with the general fund. We like to compare your reserve in the general fund to your expenditures. 2009, 93%. You had 93% of what you spend in a year in your general fund balance at the end of the year. Of course, after money was transferred out to a variety of places the last couple of years, as you can see, 200,000 to sewer, 166 to the liquor store. We drove it down to 70,000 last year, which was 11%. Back up to just 107 this year, and that's 17%. So as far as the sewer, I want to get to later, the likelihood of getting that 200,000 back, and then the 166 from the liquor fund, I don't see where there's any dollars available there to repay that. So the repayment of those advances to build this back up is probably not a reasonable expectation. You have to find other ways of digging your way out of that. And remember, the state auditor recommends 30 to 50% of general fund reserve. Now, fire department, the city tracks two different funds: the general fire department reserve and the fire mill rate reserve. Of course, with the assistance of the townships there. You can see that we're at $556,000 on a combined basis with the two. So that's your question regarding the future truck purchases. They have established a pretty significant reserve to fund those sorts of things. The fire department is also transferring money out every year to service debt on one of its vehicles. That will be done this year, $26,000. At the end of 2012, the last payment is in 2013, so there'll be no more debt related to fire equipment. It may have already been paid, Kathy. It's already paid, so there is no debt as of June 24th. The ambulance fund, I mentioned before, after a couple of years of receivable write-offs, we've been able to steady the ship there. We're just under $200,000 in ambulance fund balance. They have the exact same issue. They owe $21,000 on some equipment, and that is also a final payment in 2013 and may have already been paid as well. So no debt as of June 24th in the ambulance fund.
But they're looking at a new rate, probably 2 years out, a couple different options.
Yep.
Airport fund balance, That 65,000, not much change. I will point out that hangar rentals and land leases are up there, just over $4,000, so there's additional revenue coming in there.
All the hangars are full?
Yes.
So, an improvement in the airport fund, and you can see it ends with some fund balance actually increased. As far as the library, again, there's two different fund balances. You track your unreserved fund balance as well as the restricted, which of course arrived with the donations for the new building. And then back down this year is 45,000 was returned. But the library fund balance, no issues there, and in a pretty good position. Now we're going to look at some EDA fund balances, starting with your business flood loan recovery fund. As you can see from this slide, we received $481,000 this year, and we transferred to the city's EDA revolving loan fund. This fund was set up to track the business flood loan dollars that came in. The dollars are still listed here. You can see the different categories and what those are. The city does not maintain a fund balance here. As the money comes in, it is transferred to the EDA loan fund. By the way, the city staff is doing a great job of keeping track of those loan balances. Bought some software a couple of years ago, that the type of software that banks use, exact track when payments come in, interest applications and what have you, all tied out exactly for us this year to the general ledger, and all the balances tied out. So that is something that a lot of cities might have got off track on, and your staff did a really good job there. So, as far as I mentioned, that EDA revolving loan fund, this is where the money's going. So it's coming in. We want to show that it's coming back in the business flood loan where that fund was established. The state has allowed us to then move those dollars into our own EDA revolving loan fund. So that's what this is. We ended the year with $1 million in cash in that fund and receivables of $395,000. Total of $1.4 million in either receivables that are due back from borrowers or in cash. We expect that fund to continue to grow as additional business flood loan dollars are repaid. Okay. EDA revolving loan fund made a payment of $73,000 this year to cover EDA costs through the year. I'm sorry, loan costs through the years that have been supported by the EDA, and that helped the EDA balance grow to $433. So this is your 202 fund. This is just your EDA that runs activities and sponsors economic development of the city. This is not a loan fund. So you have that business flood loan fund that has receivables in it but no cash. You have a EDA revolving loan fund that has $1 million in cash in it and is there for giving out loans. And then you have just the EDA fund, and that is $433,000. So three very strong funds with a good future.